The phone slipped from my grasp, clattering onto the hardwood floor with a sickening thud. It lay there, a black rectangle mocking me with its silence, as if the very device itself couldn't believe the words it had just delivered. My wife, Sarah, the woman I love with every fiber of my being, was pregnant, but the child wasn't mine. The world tilted on its axis. The room, bathed in the warm glow of the setting sun moments ago, now seemed cold, the shadows lengthening into accusatory fingers. 6 years, 6 years of love, laughter, and shared dreams, all crumbling around me like a poorly built sandcastle. It had started subtly. A forgotten anniversary dinner, missed calls explained away with flustered apologies, late nights at the office that stretched into the early hours. I, the ever-trusting fool, had brushed it off as stress, reassured her that our love was strong enough to weather any storm. How naive I had been. Then came the call, her voice trembling with a cocktail of fear and guilt. She confessed everything. The one-night stand, fueled by a fight and too much wine. The positive pregnancy test that confirmed her worst nightmare.
I'm so sorry. Mark, please, you have to believe me. It was a mistake. I love you. Only you. Please, let's get through this together.
Her words, soaked in desperation, echoed in the hollow chambers of my heart. Together. The irony wasn't lost on me. How could we possibly navigate this treacherous terrain together when she had single-handedly charted a course for destruction? The days that followed were a blur of anger, confusion, and a bone-deep sadness that threatened to swallow me whole. My friends offered platitudes and pats on the back, urging me to forgive, to be the bigger man. Easier said than done when the very foundation of your life had been built on a lie. She moved in with her sister, giving me space to breathe, to think. Every night, I lay awake, the silence deafening, replaying memories like a masochist, searching for clues I'd missed, a sign that should have alerted me to her infidelity. One rainy afternoon, Sarah appeared at my doorstep, her eyes red-rimmed, her face etched with remorse. She looked so fragile, so utterly broken, that for a moment, the anger that had been a constant companion subsided, replaced by a wave of pity.
Please, Mark.
She begged, her voice barely a whisper.
I know I messed up, hurt you in ways I can never fix. But this child is innocent. Don't punish him or her for my mistake.
She knelt before me, tears streaming down her face, clutching my hand as if it were a lifeline.
I'll understand if you can't forgive me, if you want to walk away. But please, I beg you, don't turn your back on your child.
My child. The words struck a chord, sending a tremor through my being. Could I really turn my back on an innocent life, a life conceived from a moment of weakness, of betrayal? The turmoil raged within me. Logic battled with emotion, pragmatism with the deep-seated yearning for the family I had always craved. The Sarah I knew, the woman I loved, wouldn't hurt a fly. But was this act of betrayal so egregious that it overshadowed years of love and commitment? Days turned into weeks, each sunrise a painful reminder of the impossible choice I faced. I sought solace in long walks, losing myself in the anonymity of the city, hoping for a sign, a divine intervention that would illuminate the path forward. One evening, as I sat on a park bench, watching children chase pigeons through the fading light, a sense of calm washed over me. It wasn't forgiveness, not yet, but a quiet acceptance of the situation. I couldn't control Sarah's actions, nor could I undo the past, but I could choose how to move forward. That night, I called Sarah. We met at our favorite cafe, the place where we had shared countless cups of coffee, our laughter blending with the clinking of spoons against ceramic. This time, the silence between us was thick with unspoken words, with the weight of the decision I had made. I can't pretend that this change is nothing, I said, my voice raspy with unched tears. What you did, it broke me. Sarah, I don't know if our marriage can survive this. She reached for my hand, her touch tentative, hesitant.
I understand.
She whispered, her eyes brimming with unshed tears. But I continued, meeting her gaze. This child deserves a chance. I can't punish him or her for the sins of the parents. A flicker of hope ignited in her eyes.
You mean that?
I nodded, a sad smile gracing my lips. I'll be there for you, Sarah, for the birth, for everything the baby needs. But I need time to heal, to figure out if I can ever trust you again, if our love is strong enough to overcome this. The path ahead wouldn't be easy. There would be challenges, setbacks, and moments when the pain threatened to drown us both. But as I looked at Sarah, at the mix of gratitude and hope etched on her face, I knew I had made the right decision. Forgiveness might be a long way off, but for the sake of the innocent life growing inside of her, for the faint hope that our love story wasn't over, but merely entering a new, uncharted chapter, I had to try.